representing your son on his sneakers, and you use your voice to slander me? Because all I said was I would be mad and want to kill you if that was my son because you didn't protect these kids from the streets? It's called accountability.
Yo, it's your man Big Stone. Appreciate y'all for tapping into another video. Now let's get right into it. So before I get my perspective on what Hassan Campbell said about FBG Duck's mama, if y'all go back and look at the live, I think it dropped Sunday. I was watching football and I seen it drop. If y'all go back and look at the live though, he was speaking facts when it came to just things that were happening around the US and stuff we need to be wary of and start paying attention to. But let's be honest though, a lot of times things like that are gonna get overlooked when the delivery overpowers the message. Let me say that again, when the delivery overpowers the message, bro. And I say that in this case, especially cases like this, because people think that Hassan Campbell says stuff for shock value. And I would agree with him. Though I think he says stuff for shock value, I definitely do, because he can still get his same message out without saying some of the things he says. Now, I do know, like he says, death is gruesome and all of that stuff or whatever. It is, most definitely. But, you know, telling the family and telling people's loved ones that, you know, he just got his noodles split on the ground, you can't really expect people to take that well, you know, at one of their most vulnerable times, and that's just being honest. But I did want to touch on a thing or two he said when it came to accountability and things around that nature. Though I think black mothers enable their sons sometimes, I definitely do. And I think that should be held accountable just like a black man would be. But what I do know is you got to play these things, you know, situation by situation. Because growing up in the hood, as Hassan should know, it's not going to be a lot of families that are fortunate to have two parents in a, you know, immediate household. Some of them just going to have just a mother. Some of them going to have just a father. And not even just that, just the environment you grow up in, because you can have both parents in a household, but you walking to school every day, you catching the bus, you doing this and that as an adolescent, you going to bump into certain things. And certain things can happen, and that might jump you into a life you never thought you could have been in. And I ain't no street dude or nothing, but I did grow up in the hood, and I could have chose whichever route I wanted to choose. But that's because I had a father there that was able to guide me, you know, from here to here. He grew up in this shit, so he was able to give me some guidance and some advice on how not to conduct myself, you know, in order to keep myself safe. And whether or not you have both of them living with you or not, you still don't know whether or not, you know what I'm saying, they screws was tied on the tightest, man. I'm just being honest. A lot of people are not suitable to be parents. But at the same time, you can have the best parent or parents ever, but that child's environment plays a factor, influences and all type of stuff, you know, plays a factor into that child's upbringing. That's why I say take a village to raise a kid. They're not just seeing you at home. They're going to school. They walking, you know what I'm saying, they walking to and from the school bus. They're going to bump into certain people. So, you know, that's just life or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, it's cool for his son to have his perspective on the situation at all. But then again, you can't speak on things you didn't grow up in. You might be from New York, but you're not from Chicago. You don't know how early these kids get into the streets. You don't know, you know what I'm saying, what gangs is infiltrating these schools. You don't know how the police is playing a factor. So sometimes you just got to sit back, assess, and let things happen, you know, naturally. Because everything doesn't need to be spoke up on. Certain things that you say are legit, but, you know, certain things don't need to be spoke up on in a manner, you know what I'm saying, that they spoke up on. But appreciate y'all for tapping into another video. Like, subscribe for me. Peace out.
I wish you the best of luck, Mama Duck, but you still got to be accountable for what goes on in the hood. You women are out there raising young men. At 12 years old, his life was so hard that he wanted to become a demon at 12. Who's accountable for that? I'm not one of those black brothers that's going to be sitting up there saying, hey, let's just blame everything on the white man. No. His mother birthed him in a world of hell. And she spit out 10 children that she couldn't take care of. She couldn't pay attention to all 10 of those children. She spent most of her time in the face of a man. You spent most of your time in the face of a man. This is how you kept having babies. The problem is somewhere down the line, these men wasn't being fathers in these children's life. That's obviously because they couldn't balance out the pain from keeping young Duck from turning into a demon.